Hey guys, what is going on? Profitably is here, founder of Bitcoin's Walls Club, and I am fired up right now because the bull market is back, my friends. I'm super excited in today's episode of what's going on in the crypto space. We're seeing one of the most bullish days of the year where you can see Bitcoin is up 11%, Ethereum is up 11%, Ripple is up 15%, Bitcoin Cash 12%, Litecoin 18%, EOS 22%. It's been just an amazing year so far, 2019, and officially the bull market has been confirmed with an incredible move which happened recently in Bitcoin that broke the $8,400. And by the way that everything looks right now on the charts, we are definitely heading into the $9,500 or $10,000 territory. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be some pullbacks along the way, but what I want to discuss today is not just the short-term price action of Bitcoin and some of the other cryptocurrencies that I'm seeing in the market, but also to discuss with you the possibilities of what can happen in the longer term, what can happen to Bitcoin in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and will we see this pullback that happened in 2007 and 18 from $20,000 to $3,100, a little tiny slot on the global charts, and will Bitcoin exceed all of your previous all-time highs by a large margin? That's what I want to discuss as well today. So guys, that is very exciting thing to see. If you've been crushed by the bear market of 14 months in 2018 when you saw Bitcoin drop so drastically, no need to worry, guys. I know it's been hard, it's been heinous, it's been very hard to tolerate this and seeing that the market keeps crashing, but it can't go forever. We've entered the accumulation phase for Bitcoin for quite some time. If you go into the weekly zone, you can see that the accumulation period for Bitcoin were somewhere in those areas, in those weeks from December, January, February, March, April is already starting to have a nice month. So this right here, guys, those weeks, those months, this has been our accumulation period for Bitcoin. And if you have missed it, then my guys, that was the best time to accumulate the Bitcoin is during this time. But yeah, it was definitely not easy. We've seen all this bear market, and if we're looking at the last bull market, which lasted for 4 years actually, since the end of 2013, okay, to 2017. If you look back all the way to 2013, okay, this entire bull run started in 2013 and ended of here at close to $20,000, touching that. Okay, you can imagine what will happen over the next bull run, and we have witnessed that. Okay, we didn't pull back all the way to the $200, $300 level. It was a different time in 2015. There is more adoption that happened in the last 3 years. More people using Bitcoin, more technologies, more startups has been developed, more applications for Bitcoin usage. The network became so much stronger. I mean, a lot has happened over the last 3 years. So if you look logarithmically, like, we didn't scale down all the way here, although it may seems like a lot of a drop of about 85% from this point to this point. Okay, it's actually not much on the grander scale of things. And for those of you who have been shorting here, that's really awesome, and who have been accumulating and been patient after this heinous move down of this descending triangle pattern, which broke exactly about this much. Okay, this line right here, it broke down. Now we're getting back up and seeing some bull run starting to happen, which is definitely confirmed at this point. We crashed above the $6,000, now crashed the $8,300. And okay, this is the weekly chart, and look at the daily chart. Okay, we have been made progress over this triangle pattern, which is a continuation pattern, a bull continuation pattern. They call it a bull flag. Okay, and we've been able to break it. Now, if we're not going to cross back to this region, to this territory of below $8,400, $8,300 actually, to be more accurate. Okay, we're continuing this bull continuation pattern, and psychologically we might, I believe, see some resistance for sure at the $10,000 level. Okay, but even if we come down in a worst case scenario right now, if we come down to again the $6,000 level or $6,500 level, it's going to be a short-term ride when we go and pull back a little bit to go again over to reach the $10,000 level and beyond. So right now we are in an overbought territory on an RSI. Also on a weekly basis, we are on an overbought territory on a weekly basis. Okay, it's been all this 2019 pretty big bullish move so far, and a healthy pullback is expected because we cannot just go up and up and up and up in a continuous pattern like you are seeing here. We are going to see some pullbacks like you've seen here. The price drop all the way to 6,200 and then pick back up. You know what we'll see next? Will we see $10,000 finally, $10,000 and beyond the psychological level, or will we see a healthy pullback? At this point the market will show, but definitely exciting times to accumulate and to earn as many Bitcoins as you possibly can. So again, why Bitcoin has the potential to go up in value to $218,000 in the next several years? Well, if you take a look at coin market cap, okay, and we'll go and take a look at Bitcoins and its charts on the Bitcoins at all times. Okay, this is what we see for Bitcoin, and you see this point of 2013. Like let's zoom it in a little bit over here. This one over a year. Let's zoom it in 2013 to 2017. Okay, if we zoom in into this region, you can see that this bull market lasted for several years, and we are past this point where of the accumulation. We just got out of the accumulation zone for Bitcoin. I think we need to scroll down just a little bit more, somewhere this area. So you see this bull period that started somewhere in the late 2013. Okay, so you can see we're probably past this point here and going to experience something similar to this hockey stick at some point over the next year or two. Okay, now why is that? Because there's going to be a halving event happening next year in May 2020. Okay, just a year from now, where the reward for miners is going to be twice as less for the same amount of electricity. So that's number one catalyst. The institutional investors FOMO, which will come in with all those big giant companies that are targeting institutional investors. You know, there's going to be a FOMO, not just in the retail space, but a fear of missing out also from the investor side. And of course, the adoption that will happen all over the place with Facebook releasing its own global coin. Okay, so Facebook, in case you don't know, is planning to release its global coin. That's the name of the coin, next year. Okay, and this coin is not going to be like Bitcoin. It's going to be a stable coin, and it will have a big contribution, of course, to the adoption and to the way that people view the crypto space. It's not going to compete with Bitcoin. I believe it will just help create even more adoption and more people buying Bitcoin, and Facebook can become one of the largest financial institutions, just like in PayPal. People will be sending those global coins back and forth and stuff like that. But it's going to be centralized, and this is a key point that I want you guys to realize, is that Facebook is a centralized company. It will never ever compete with Bitcoin, just for the reason being is that Bitcoin is decentralized. It's not controlled by anybody. Okay, it's all network. It's a big giant network of computers, of millions and millions of computers around the world that are storing all of these transactions, and you cannot shut it down. It's not a centralized server. Okay, that's why Bitcoin is always going to have its value and backed by the largest amount of this decentralized computer network around the globe. And Facebook, however good it may be as a coin, it's not a cryptocurrency in a sense of decentralization. It's not a true cryptocurrency. It's going to increase the awareness of the space. It's going to really be awesome and convenient for people using Facebook and social media and WhatsApp with its billions of users, but it's never going to be competing with Bitcoin itself. There is not a single coin out there in the marketplace that is as strong as Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin is number one, and it will remain number one coin. Okay, that's how I see it, anyways, and the reality of it. But guys, there is a lot to rejoice. If you've been hodling, if you've been trading in the market, the situation is amazing. Now, of course, this is a USD value. The coins in terms of Bitcoin value, some are experiencing some negative changes over the last 24 hours because the value of Bitcoin is increasing, which means the coins in terms of BTC are decreasing, and you can see a sea of red. But overall, the USD value, of course, of all the coins today is green, pretty much across the board, with the majority of the projects are in green, and those are really exciting days, of course, to see. And this is exciting, guys. This is absolutely exciting. Also, the CEO of Morgan Creek says we are probably entering into a bull territory of 2 to 3 years right now. Okay, which I agree with him. That's the case. And there's many commentators of the Bitcoin space that see Bitcoin and what we're experiencing in the bull market in the bear market. A very tiny little detour in an overall grand scheme of things with Bitcoin as it's moving towards the $50,000 and $100,000 and $200,000 level eventually, which can happen. Okay, the last bull market, I remind you, was from $230, okay, all the way to $20,000, which is a 86 times increase in the value of Bitcoin. Will something like that happen the next bull run, an 86 increase or 70x increase? It may very well be the case for Bitcoin. So it remains to be seen, guys. So now's the time to accumulate as many Bitcoins as you possibly can. If you have not started doing it already via trading and via amazing, exciting projects that we have going on inside Bitcoin Swells Club, I do plan to revamp our system and innovate our system sometime this year and create something amazing and fresh, and redesign the entire system for everybody to use. I think there's a lot of people that are still not educated about Bitcoin, and I want to help and facilitate this education as much as possible so people do understand what an amazing technology cryptocurrency provide to the users, to everyday people, and how it can change their life. And why we're still pretty early in the game, like 5 and 10 years from now, it's going to be ubiquitous, of course. Next year, when Facebook, WhatsApp, everybody is going to be talking about Bitcoin, etc., more and more. And while you have a chance, now is the time to accumulate Bitcoin. Let's get it, guys. Let's make it happen. I wish you a happy trading and making profits consistently, months after months, in the crypto markets. And we'll continue to see and observe the markets and how Bitcoin is going to behave in the next weeks. All right. So talk to you soon.